There's this cool thing that I'm starting to realize, and I've always known to some extent, but I'm starting to see it in a greater extent now. And that is that walking with Jesus is not some boring, archaic religious experience. I mean, it can be if you're content with that, but I think there's so much more to be experienced. There's so much more of him to be experienced, you know, and we're the only real bottleneck in how much we get of him. You know, like take the Apostle Peter. You know, he'd been walking with Jesus for some time, and there came a point where he and the disciples were out on the sea, and the storm rolls in. You know, and the disciples, they're all freaked out. They're thinking it's a ghost. They're like, and Jesus is like, "It's not. I'm not a ghost." And Peter, he stands up. He's like, "If it is you, command me to come out on the water with you." I imagine at least one of the disciples had to have been like, "Peter, what are you talking about? Like, how did that thought even enter your brain?" You know, but Jesus commanded him. He said, "Come," and Peter walked on water. You know, he did the impossible, and for the rest of his life, he had a cool story that he could tell people that glorified Jesus. I wonder how many adventures we forfeit that we could experience in our walk with Jesus because we simply don't have the faith to ask. I'm curious what your walk on the water story is. What adventure did Jesus call you out on? Drop it in the comments. I'd like to read it. And if you don't have one, you know, you only live once. You get one shot at this life. Go find your adventure that Jesus has waiting for you. All right, later guys.